you are going to write a menu-driven C program to perform the following primitive operations on stack: push, pop, and display. So first, we have to declare two things. You can see here line number 3. I have given int stack of n. Okay, so here int, generally we will give in array stack of 5, stack of 6, something like that. But here I have given stack of n, but this n is a variable. Okay, that variable I have declared in the line number 2 by means of the macro by using hash define n5. This is a way to define a constant. Okay, whenever you want to define a variable and give a constant value to the variable, use this in your program. This approach is simple because if you are referring this n value many times in your program, simply you can come here and change as instead of 5, you can change to 6. Sometimes in your loop, if you are writing for I is equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus, wherever you have that loop, you have to go and change in all the places. Okay, but if you are writing here in the global area, you can write one time. If you want to change, you can change here. That is fine. Any function can use a variable. If you don't declare as a global variable, you have to explicitly pass that to all the functions. Okay, if you declare in the global variable, no need to pass that variable when you call the function. Since it is in the global area, the functions can access them directly. So for that only, I have declared in the global variable. If you feel that, no, I don't want to declare in the global area, you can pass that stack as an arguments to your function. That is also fine. Okay, try to test all the different ways to learn your programming skills. Okay, now here I have declared the stack. After that, I am declaring a pointer top. Remember, top should be initialized with -1 only. Right, now we are going to write all the operations: push, pop, and then display. So in case of push, it is everything we are going to write by means of function only. So I am writing the function as push. Okay, in push, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an element into the stack. Okay, so first let me first explain you the functions, then I will go to the main. In case of push, I am going to add an element into the stack. So in main, I'll get the element from the user. Then from there, I will pass the element to the push operation. So if you see here, the push function is accepting one argument int x. This is nothing but element to be added into the stack. Okay, so I told you already, in case of push operation, you have to check whether the stack is full or not. So how to check for full? If top is greater than or equal to n-1, it means that your stack is full. Okay, so in that case, you print some error message to the user that stack is overflow. You can't add any more element because you have reached the maximum size of the stack. Else your stack is not full, so you can add the element. While you are pushing, there are only 2 steps you have to follow. First, you have to increment the top. So I am writing now top plus plus. Then in the next line, I have to add the element into the stack. So what is the meaning of adding element into the stack is your element is now available at X. Okay, store it in your stack, that is in the array. So I am storing it in the array as, stack. In what index? In the index top. So you should write stack of top is equal to X. Okay, so this is called as push. In case of push, you are simply adding the element into the stack. You are not going to return anything to the user. So the return type is now void. In pop, you are not passing any argument. What is the reason is, in case of pop, whatever element is available at the top of the stack, that only you can pop. Okay, you don't know what element is available. So just remove the element from the top. So don't pass any argument to the function pop. Okay, and what this function will do? This will remove the element from the top of the stack and return that to the user. So you should write the return type now. So what is the return type? Be careful with the return type. You have to return whatever data is available in the stack. Now we have declared our stack as integer stack. That is, our stack is going to store integer values. So from the stack, I am going to return now integer. So I am writing int as a return type. Now, in case of pop, you have to check for underflow condition. First, check if top is less than or equal to -1. That means that you can't remove any element from the stack because it is empty. So to the user, you print the message stack underflow. Okay, And since I have returned the return type as integer, now I am printing the error message. I don't want to continue. So I am returning 0. Okay, in my main function, if I return 0, I will say that it is underflow. If not 0, then it means some answer is available in the stack that I am returning. Okay, so remember, since I have returned here return type as integer, for both the cases I am going to return some value. If it is underflow, I am returning 0. If it is not underflow, whatever element is available on the top of the stack, that I have to return. Okay, so go to the else part. In the else part, it is not an underflow condition. So you have some element in the stack, so you have to remove it. So in pop, remember, first you remove the element, after that you decrement the top. So how to remove the element? The element is now available in stack of top. That I am storing in a variable called x. This x is declared as an integer variable. After that, I am decrementing the top. So now the top will be pointing to the next element that can be removed. Then you can return x to the user. Okay. So now this is a pop operation. In both the cases, we are returning integer value. So I am writing the return type as int. Now let us go to the next operation, display. Remember the students, in display, we are not going to remove any element from the stack. So your top should not be changed in display. Okay. So now display means I have to travel the stack one by one. Then I have to display all the elements. So for that, I am going to use some variable I. Okay. This I is going to keep track of the element to be displayed. Okay. And when I display, sometimes my stack may not have any element to display. In that case, I have to say that the stack is empty to the user. So for that, in display, you have to give if top is less than 0. If top is less than 0, it means that it is empty. So display, the stack is empty to the user. Otherwise, your stack is having elements. So you have to display them. In which order we are going to display? We are going to display from top to the bottom of the stack. Okay, so you initialize a for loop with I is equal to top. Okay, while we should always start with I is equal to top only, then you have to proceed till you reach the bottom of the stack. That is till I is greater than or equal to 0. Every time you have to decrement the I by 1. Okay, so what you're going to display here, simply you're going to display the element which is available in stack of I. Okay, now you can see here in this loop, we are changing only the variable I. We are not at all changing the variable top. So in the main function, it is a menu driven function. I already told you what is a menu driven function. First, you have to display a menu which will list all the choices available to the user. So here I have totally 3 choices to be performed: push, pop, and then display. You give one more choice to exit. When the user type 4, it has to exit from the program. Okay, you can use any loop for reading the choice continuously from the user. So while loop, first I have to, as a user, to enter the choice. I'm storing it in a variable, integer variable choice. Then I have to give this to the switch case. Based upon the choice only, we are going to perform the operation. If the case is 1, you have to do push. If the case is 2, pop. Cases 3 means display. Cases 4 means exit. If the user types any other number other than this, you have to tell the user that type a valid number. Okay, so I have written totally 4 cases, then 1 default case. So in case 1, the user is going to push the element to the stack. So first, you should ask a value to be pushed from the user. So using scanf statement, you read the value to be entered, let the value be x. Now you are going to call the function push, which you have already returned. To the push function, you have to pass one integer argument, that is nothing but value to be pushed, that is available in x. So you pass that as argument to the push. Then finally terminate the case with break statement. Remember to give break, otherwise it will continue with the next case also. Always when you want your program to be correct, if it has to do only the intended work, you should give break. Okay, now in case 2, we are going to pop the element from the stack. So we have written pop. Pop will not accept any argument because you have to remove only the element from the top. Okay, it will return you one argument. So that you have to store it in one variable. Since it is returning integer variable, I am declaring this item as integer. Okay, so now whatever element is returned, that I'm storing in item. Then I told you in the function that if stack is under flow, I'll be returning 0. Okay, if it is not 0, then only it is having some data, that data I am returning. So you have to check whether item is not is equal to 0. Okay, if item is not is equal to 0, that means there is some element in the stack that you have returned and store it in the variable item that you have to display. So I'm displaying popped element is %t comma item. Now close the case with the help of break statement. Then when the user presses 3, you have to display. So call the function display, that is having return type as void. So don't store the answer in any place because nothing is returned to you. Then break the case. In case 4, the user wants to exit. Okay, so you print the messages exit. Okay, and then break the case, break from the case. Okay, otherwise, if the user presses any other number other than 1, 2, 3, 4, you tell him to enter a valid choice. Okay, and do all these operations while your choice is not is equal to 4, because 4 means you have to exit.